Dad has switched off the microphone.
You don't need a mic.
Press it again.
And now it's back on. Yeah, hey, I'm filming myself here now. Hello. But I'm not the one who counts right now. Oh no. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Groom. Put your hands together.
Give it up for the Groom.
Ladies and gentlemen, and those who haven't yet quite decided which category they fall in, and grandma, maybe, welcome and thank you for coming. In keeping with my taste in women, this speech will be unique, sincere, and above all, incredibly short. When looking for guidance and advice on writing a Groom speech, the first book I turned to suggested it began with something light-hearted, perhaps a joke about the mother-in-law. Well, anybody here who knows Carol knows that becoming my mother-in-law is certainly not a laughing matter. Before I start rambling on, my wife and I would like to thank Phil, most inspiring and imparts humorous speech. I am truly grateful to both Carol and Phil for giving me such a beautiful gift today. And I promise I will not tear the paper when I unwrap it later this evening. For those of you who are unaware of how I met Lucy, I feel it appropriate to set the scene and enlighten you all. I would like to burst into action with accounts of sweeping her off her feet to escape a pride of hungry lions, or using my highly perfected martial arts skills to fight off a gang of bloodthirsty teenagers who just walked off the set of Jeremy Kyle. But alas, it's far more boring than that. My parents had recently been introduced to a couple through a mutual friend, and had decided to go out to dinner. I was invited along too, and readily accepted the promise that their daughter, an air hostess working for Virgin, fed up with single life and rumoured to be very easy on the eyes, would also be joining us. I arrived at the restaurant and certainly was not disappointed. Once polite greetings had been exchanged, confusion quickly set in, when she stood to make that all-important trip to the ladies. How could she possibly be an air hostess when she could barely see over the seats on the plane, let alone get even close to the lockers? Does Virgin provide its hostesses with compact stepladders these days? It was soon explained that their daughter, the air hostess, was unable to attend, so they brought her friend along instead. Virgin or not, I was very pleased to have met her. And as the night drew to a close, I was sure it wouldn't be the last I saw of her. We met up several times after that, our first date being in a completely empty pub, not in the slightest bit awkward. The conversation flowed, but the vibes certainly didn't. And as we parted at the end of the evening, she thanked me for a great night and stated that it'd be like spending the night with her brother. Great.
A beautiful evening!
After several more dates, all equally as unsuccessful as the first, I decided it was time to go in for the kill. To hit her with the line guaranteed never to fail. Lucy, would you like to meet my python? From that moment on, she was hooked. And here we are, 5 years later to the very day, and even more pythons. During the ceremony, you will have heard the reading, "Love is like owning a dog." You may have realised that this wedding is slightly on the unusual side. And in keeping with this, I'm about to attempt something which I doubt has ever been included in a Groom speech before. As a dog enthusiast and a self-confessed dog breed nerd, I would like to share a poem written to sum up my new wife, and to give those of you unfortunate enough to have not met her before a brief idea of the sort of person she is. After experimenting with several titles, I decided to cut to the chase and just go with the title that best sums up my poem, Lucy, my dog. You are like a Labrador because you're loyal and trustworthy. A Bedlington Terrier because you're small and rather curvy. A Dalmatian because you're truly loved by all. A well-trained Border Collie because you come whenever I call. A Staffordshire Bull Terrier because of your feisty reputation. A Siberian Husky because of your sheer determination. An Afghan Hound because you take a while to brush. A Basset or a Mastiff because you really hate to rush. A St. Bernard because you really like to assist. A French Bulldog because I find you hard to resist. With all these dogs, it's tough to pick just one breed. But whatever type you are, I'll give you all you need. A dog is not for Christmas, in fact, it's for life. Today you've won the best in show, the prize to be my wife. As most of you will know, we've recently extended our menagerie, because obviously it needed it, and welcomed Gus, a French Bulldog, into our house.
You got a dog?
We have got a dog, Dan. Did you know that? I'll tell you about him later. Unfortunately, he was unable to make it today, but has asked me to pass on a small gift to congratulate us both on our special day.
Behind the plants. From Gus.
Lots of talent.
You've got a dog!
It's upside down.
An upside down dog!
Can I just say, forget that not photography, also do very good animal shots, if anyone's interested. And now for the serious part. I've never been one for the sentimental words, but I'm sure I'm not alone when I say how amazing you look today, and how happy you have made me during the past 5 years. I'm so glad you decided to wear white today. You'll match perfectly with all the other kitchen appliances. Lucy, you are kind, caring, funny, and take very good care of me. In fact, you do everything for me, clearly including writing this part of my speech. Someone once said that marriage is our last, best chance to grow up. Well, today, I grew up. Poohead. And now, for the thank yous. Lucy and I struggled to find words to express just how grateful we are to our parents for all the help and support they've given us in preparing for today. From stapling the order of services until 1 o'clock in the morning, to Carol's amazing 2 cakes, and not to mention all the financial support. I think we would both agree that we'd have to go well beyond Clapton to find better parents than ours. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my best men. Why have one when you can have 4? I'm very fortunate to have so many friends and could have chosen any number of you. The chosen ones have excelled themselves, and despite consisting of a German, a teacher, an actor, and a ginger, I couldn't have asked for a better bunch. In addition to these, thank you also to Ian, James and Joseph for their roles as ushers, and for James and Dan for filming the day, so that I can look back and remind myself just how boring the speech really is. I hope you'll all agree that the meal and venue are perfect for our wild wedding. We'd therefore very much like to thank Maria and her team for making it all possible. Maria's gone well beyond her call of duty to make our day perfect. In years to come, when I'm old, and Lucy's even older, we will look back on this day And not only will we have our memories, if they're still intact, but we'll also have some amazing photos which captured the day. We're very fortunate to have friends who just happen to be very talented photographers too. So thank you to Leah, Lynn and Natasha. Unfortunately, Lynn is unable to be here this afternoon, but did a really great job at Artistic Director down the beach. A few months back, I played a small part in a musical alongside Lynn, who at one point was dressed as Wonder Woman. After suffering some medical setbacks recently, the fact that she managed to make any of our day-to-day truly makes her a Wonder Woman in our eyes. Other people who deserve an appearance in my speech include Lucy's godmothers for their reading in the church, Kate and Dan for witnessing the signing of the register and therefore forever able to remind me that it actually did happen. And I was called Gary, which is fine. Thank you to my friend Christina in Canada, who was the only person on Facebook at 3 AM this morning when I was putting this together, and therefore I had to sample some of my non-funny jokes. And of course, thank you goes to Jonathan for agreeing to marry us. When the church announced the retirement of our local vicar, there was only one person worthy of fulfilling the role. The service was perfect, so thank you for travelling across counties and being with us here today. I would like to thank Lucy for agreeing to becoming my wife. She has worked tirelessly on preparing for today, and most of what you see before you, apart from the bits in the middle because I did those, is the result of her creative talents. She would like me to remind you to take with you the flowers and also the wine charms, because we don't want to end up with those. And so, okay, so the washing up and cleanings has suffered, but it's been worthwhile. I'm sure there are so many people I've forgotten, but as people are starting to nod off at the back, I'm guessing it's time to wrap up and allow someone else a turn. I need to be careful about my throat, because if I continue talking, Lucy might cut it. We would like to thank you all for joining us today and for your hugely generous gifts, which will enable us to go on a honeymoon of a lifetime. As we said in our invite, your presence is more important than your presence, but having both is definitely a bonus. That leaves me with the bridesmaids. It's my final duty, pleasure, to thank them for helping Lucy look so amazing today and for all the additional duties that they have undertaken. If it wasn't for my little sister, myself and the best man would be spending the day naked. Obviously, many of you would prefer that, so you can have a word with her later. But she really did a great job in sorting out our clothes and keeping me in check. Please stand and raise a glass and drink a toast to the bridesmaids. And we have a small gift for each of you, and for the mothers as well.
Is it a mini snake? A tiny weeny snake? I heard you have a fine python, sir.
Kept a key for 5 minutes.
A constrictor.
It would all be too easy to use some predictable joke involving towels on sunbeds when introducing you to Marcus, who will follow me with his version of some eventful times we've shared together. I first met Marcus when he arrived at our college from Germany. Due to my interest in strange and unusual animals, I took it upon myself to take him under my wing and ensure he never became confused or misled with the more difficult areas of the English language. I always based true friendship on the ability to talk to someone about complete nonsense. So I guess Marcus and I became a true friend when we sat up until 3 in the morning discussing how animals appear to make different noises depending on whether they are in England or in Germany. What does a rooster do, Marcus?
A what?
A rooster, male chicken.
Oh, it makes kikeriki.
Need I say more? He flew in yesterday from California, and I'm truly honoured you made such an effort to get here. During Marcus's speech, subtitles can be found by pressing the red button, and a full translation is available after he finishes. Without further ado, I would like to pass over to Marcus, and in the words of the polite German iceberg to the Titanic, for what you are about to deliver, I thank you.